Sample time! Hope everyone's doing well today. We are going to be going over some new samples for my brand, Apologetic Letters. If you have not been following me, my name is Daniel. I have a small brand called Apologetic Letters. I talk a lot about marketing and fashion on this channel and kind of the intersection of them. But of course, I love to talk about my brand as well. So, what better way to do than to talk about some recent samples I have that came in, talk a little about the design, the manufacturing process, all those good things that go into it to have give you value if you are a new clothing brand owner or just want to see the insides of what it takes to become a clothing brand owner and some of those things. And if you just find this interesting, let me know. And I'm going to show you some really cool things. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing that I have coming in is the Logo Essentials hoodie. Now, if you know my brand, I do a lot of design that's considered a little bit more loud and graphic heavy, if you will. But this hoodie is actually probably the simplest thing I have released or will release to date. This is the V1 sample. Hopefully, you have the second one in about another week or two. But we're going to go and show this one off. So, at first glance, it really is just a white hoodie, which is more or less pretty true. But we have the thermal lined pockets. Really like this material is used here. The actual hoodie itself is used of a 95.5 cotton poly blend or 9010. I'm not entirely for sure. We have the logo right here, which is really just this hand with the palm of a heart. That is the logo for my brand, Apologetic Letters. And the other main detail, besides the double zip as well, is on the sleeve you will see a small embroidery that says, "If it fails, who cares?" This is definitely something that I've been living by a lot more recently and really just kind of thinking about because honestly, you should just do whatever you want. And if it fails, then who really cares? Yeah, I think it's as simple as that. Don't need to overthink as many things. One example would be me starting this YouTube channel. I started this late last year, and I'm about to hit 50 videos just like that. And it's all because I'm just choosing not to overthink things, but just have an idea and run with it. So just trying new things. I really like this hoodie. Sits really nicely on the body. I will have some better shots, hopefully, of this on the body. Real quickly, this is kind of more or less what it looks like. Really cool. And yeah, going to be adding a logo zipper as well as what am I adding? I think mostly just the logo zipper and then making it slightly more heavyweight. I would consider this to be more of like a midweight hoodie. I want this to just feel a little bit heavier and be a little bit more durable. But yeah, super nice fit. Probably my favorite thing I have will have released, and yeah, it feels nice to do something that's a little more simple. And I've really never done a like logo simple piece. Everything again has been very centered on the graphics or topics or things that I've done through my work. So really happy with this one. Besides this one, I also did another version of this, doing essentially like a two-tone hoodie. If I can unzip this, the zipper is stuck. There we go. So again, here is that white zip up. Really like this one. Super nice, good quality. Hopefully, should be releasing for around maybe $70 ish. We will see. So, like I said, the other one I did was this kind of green hoodie. Not the biggest fan of this for several reasons. One being the big ass logo right here. Way, way, way too big. Just does not look good. Some people have actually said that they like this. I'm not a fan of this. Also, took away the Apologetic Letters branding here as well on the other hoodie. I think it just looks a lot nicer and simpler. And so, essentially, it's got all the other same things. And so, I think this definitely could work of doing like a two tone where you have the hoodie's one color, then we have the pocket as more like this white color. And then the embroidery on the sleeve, I'm indifferent between doing like this white contrast embroidery and the same color embroidery. I like the idea of having the same color embroidery because it's a little more like subtle and it just fits really well with it. Also, a cool feature is that the embroidery actually features the wearer instead of like normally being like facing like the person another person seeing that sees the hoodie. So I think this is really cool as that the kind of idea behind it is that you'd be working at your laptop or whatever it is and maybe see you're typing or whatever and right behind your wrist would be this kind of embroidery reminder: if it fails, who cares? Just want it to be like a cool like reminder that would hopefully affect your daily life or something of that nature. But yeah, this hoodie, not the biggest fan of it. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. Might do a hoodie like this, like a tonal one. I think it'd be nice to do like we have this. I want to do like a lighter, like matcha kind of color because that's just kind of what I've been on. But we'll do something like that with like a same color pocket embroidery on the chest and sleeves. Yeah, I think that would look cool. But that's all I have for the hoodies. These next two samples are honestly pretty cool. So before I talk about these, I'll briefly go behind the history of them. So um, obviously soccer has been something that's very monumental in my life. Played my whole life through high school and then through college, played all that. And so I released a jersey last year. I had a really fun project. But one thing that I had noticed kind of in the market is that jerseys, especially like sports jerseys, are of course like very popular, even soccer jerseys. And now we're starting to see this trend of doing different materials with them. So this past year or two, I've really seen a ton of knit soccer jerseys has become very popular. And so something I wanted to try was doing a new material for soccer jerseys, which is how I came up with this thermal concept because thermals are also becoming somewhat popular. And I think it's a nice concept because thermals are a bit more mid slash heavyweight, and jerseys are typically much more lightweight, breathable. It's for actually playing. So that's how I came up with these thermal, essentially soccer jerseys or soccer thermals. So yeah, these I actually did rip from the. I think this one's from the '06 or '08 Croatia home kit. Super fire. I love this thing a lot. Obviously, I didn't do anything crazy other than finding that jersey graphic, and then doing the rip for both the Croatia logo and I think it was actually sponsored by Lotto at the time. So instead, did my brand letters for apologetic letters. Super sick. Of course, I'll show you more on the body somewhere here. Yeah, this thing is super fire. Love this thing a lot. I think it fits really well. And so along with this Croatia one that I did, I also did a rip of the '94 USA World Cup jersey. Again, super fire jerseys. Really wanted to stick with international as well, because I think it kind of just like help like bring people together. And international kits are just something desired by I think like everyone, especially of course people from those countries. So yeah, did the AL instead of the USA logo right here, and then the apologetic letters, of course, embroidery. And hopefully you can see better the kind of material I am talking about. This kind of thermal material, not quite like a jersey like mesh material, but definitely a little bit thicker. And so the thing I want to do is definitely make these a little bit even more of a heavier weight material. Um, yeah, make them heavier weight and just improve the embroidery a little bit. And yeah, these should actually be fit to release somewhat soon. Really like these again. Hopefully release these around like $50 or something like that. I just think it's a really cool jersey alternative, and especially if when it is a little bit colder outside, like a 40 to 50 degree weather day, you can pull something like this out and still be able to wear like a soccer like jersey, if you will, but not exactly the same. So yeah, really like these, and we'll be looking to do some more like clubs and countries and whatnot. So let me know if there's any other clubs or countries you'd want referenced down below. All right, next up, let's see. So next up we have arguably, or not arguably, but the most popular thing that I have released to date, some new iterations of them. These are my logo card holders. Similar to the hoodie concept, the big thing that I added with these is that I added a quote to the back. This one actually says the same as the white hoodie. If it fails, who cares? I was actually designing the white hoodie and then just took that quote because I liked this so much. So these came in about like a month and a half ago, both these samples. Really nice. I love this light blue especially. They both look just super clean. Also with this new manufacturer, they're just doing better and better quality. So I feel like each release is getting better and better. Quality is going up. Conceptually, yeah, I continue to work through new colors and designs. Really like these a lot. I'll show you guys the other card holders that I've done in the past. So this all started on going on 2 years ago. I think August of 23 is when I released this first one, this like red slash burgundy one. This was actually sampled around this time 2 years ago. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see how this one's kind of progressed. But yeah, we started with this. You can see how this thing's pretty beat. I used this thing for a good like year and a half. And then we had this quote. The original one was, "What will you accomplish today?" Now, similar concept to the hoodie. I want it to be something that kind of like reminds you, gives you like a daily like push, lights a little fire, a little extra motivation about your day. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it. Card holders or wallets are something you use pretty much every day, going to get groceries, going to get gas, whatever it is. And so my hope is that people are using it in their daily life, and they happen to see it on the back. And yeah, that's pretty much the ideology behind it. We also have this blue one, which my personal copy got thrown through the washer on accident, so GG's to that one. And then I have this heather green one that I released for Black Friday that says a closed mouth never gets fed, as well as this black one, which is actually my personal one currently, that says take care of yourself first so you can better care for others. Like I said, each one kind of has its own different meaning behind it. They all kind of just hit different, all like relatable for me, but also hopefully relatable to a lot of other people. And then we have the new ones that should be releasing hopefully in the next 2 months. I believe we will get these done. Okay, next up we have a fun but very different project. So one thing that I do for a lot of my inspiration is I take a lot of inspiration from hobbies in my own personal life. One of those being chess. And if you've been following the brand for a while, you will recognize the mohair chess sweater and the Magna shirt that I did both last year. And so I was kind of ideating on these concepts, and I still really like those pieces, but wanted to do something a little different. And so that's how I come up with the king chess tie. Now you don't have to like be super familiar with chess to recognize like this king chess piece and also the concept of the king in chess. It is the most important piece on the board because that's essentially the goal of the game is to, of course, take down the enemy king and checkmate. But yeah, I think this is a really cool concept. Again, I think it's just really cool. I think this could be worn anywhere from like corporate America to the streets of Tokyo to anywhere in between. So yeah, I think this one's pretty universal. I like this concept, and yeah, it's very different. I had this idea from I saw one or two other brands do some like ties in different shapes and things of that nature. So I was kind of thinking about some different things, and that's why I thought of the king chess piece as a tie. I also would like to do a queen one as well to make like a his and hers set. I think it would look like pretty cool and just make a cool concept. So the biggest downside is that the one manufacturer I could find that could actually do this, they did it in this like kind of like fastener like thing, and it just like super whack, doesn't work really well, super cheap as well, not to mention. So looking to get rid of that and hopefully do more of a traditional tie, or worst case, I'll do some type of like clip-on tie, which I think will be okay for a project like this. So yeah, really cool concept, really simple to make, I think. And yeah, really just came down to the design and concept, and think it plays along with a lot of other things I have released and could be a really cool concept. So be on the lookout for that. And then last but not least, we have a bit of an older sample, but something I'm working through right now to release for May, for Mental Health Awareness Month. We have the Healing Hurting sweater. Now this one's pretty simple, but I like it a lot. Bit of like a heavier weight sweater, knit sweater. We have this very simple graphic that I think kind of speaks for itself. We have this healing, and then a little kind of arrows going in a circle, and then hurting at the bottom with the arrows on the sleeves. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. Again, the cyclical process of healing and hurting. I think everyone can relate to this in one way or another. But yeah, I think it just looks really cool. Need to work on the fit a little bit as well. Wanted to make the neck a little bit tighter, and there's one other fix I need to make on this one. But yeah, working through the final sample right now. Should hopefully be releasing this in May for Mental Health Awareness Month. Through my brand apologetic letters, I like to do a lot of things regarding positivity, optimism, just doing good things. I think whether that's like the motivational quotes on the card holders and now like the hoodies to just like things we talk about. Doing something for Mental Health Awareness Month, I think is going to be very cool. Last year, or I think for the last 2 years, we did hoodies for Earth Day and donating part of the proceeds to the Sierra Club Foundation. And then a year and a half ago, I dropped these sweaters called the Memory Sweaters that were inspired by a design by Virgil Abloh at his time at LV, and we got to donate a ton of money to kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So that was really cool. The other part of the Mental Health Awareness Month release will be these hats, which I plan to actually release for free. I'm going to do some type of challenge or like prerequisite thing for people to get them, but I made 50. I actually have these all in right now. These are super, super sick, guys. Lots of detail and quality, and really just simple. Just says one conversation away from saving a life. For as little and direct as you want to take that, or just as like one way I think about it too is like we all have these like hard conversations we need to have, and sometimes it's just one 10-minute conversation that can really steer someone's life in a completely different direction for the best. And so yeah, I really like this concept. Again, we kind of have these like quotes on the front, quote bubbles. Um, Again, on the inside, we have prioritize difficult conversations, and we have this kind of leather strap on the back. So again, super sick. Like this one, that these two should be releasing for Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, that's pretty much all the samples I had for today, guys. Thought it'd be cool to kind of go over what I've been working on. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know I do again a ton of marketing and fashion content, and really just trying to talk about people starting to grow their brand from Instagram and TikTok and things of that nature. So talk a lot about strategy as well as what's working for me and what I've seen for other fellow brand owners. And yeah, that's kind of all I had again for today, guys. Hope to be doing a video like this every like month or two, as I'm constantly having samples come in. But yeah, fun fact, I actually recorded this in video entirely and then learned that my mic was dead. So I literally just re-recorded this entire video as well, to actually make that other logo like much smaller and just looks cleaner. So yeah, that's that. That was fun. Yeah, really appreciate you guys if you got it this far. Please leave a like, comment, positive or negative, how anything from improving the videos to the samples you saw today, what you'd want to see next for me to talk about. And please subscribe if you've not already. Just hit 1,500 follower subs, which is really cool. And want to hit, I think, at least 10K by the end of the year. So long way to go for that. But please, all the support means the world to me. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Thanks.